Welcome to another moment with Common Hood. We are in sunny Gainesville today. I'm your host, Simon P. And today, I got a co-host with me named Sam Wesley. Now, growing up, let me tell you about his 3 things I want to hit on Sam today, on why I invited him to come to join us today with a moment with Common Hood. For one, they say black families are down. I say Sam Wesley is a family man that I've been knowing a long time that has had family, had a wife, and had children, and they all are participating in his vision. That means he's got to be leading because it's hard to bring your kids in his vision. I had that time trying to bring all mine in, but I keep trying, but I got it from Sam Wesley. Number 2. I found out when I was a teacher in a Lachapelle County School Board that he was a mentor. And not just at school, it's abroad with teaching financial literacy. And that was at a time I was doing life insurance, and Sam was teaching something way deeper than this life insurance. And the third biggest thing, a real entrepreneur. So we're going to get some nuggets today from Sam, but we're going to start off with letting Sam explain us about the Q-Dog situation and a little bit about how he came from when people used to say, Sam used to sell Avon. I used to be like, who? Sam said he sold Avon, door-to-door salesman. So that's one of the entrepreneur skills. But I want to do on the most important thing because I think this is what's hurting. Give us a little bit, Sam. Brief history of yourself.
Well, I was born in Gainesville. Mom died when I was 14 years old. I had 2 brothers and put both of them together. Didn't equal one parent. So at an early age, I had to get out and hustle and survive and provide for myself. I ended up leaving, going to Eastside High School. And the day after I graduated, I left Gainesville and went to Knoxville College. Played football up there, didn't have to pay a penny. Was on the track team. And at that point, I decided I wanted to be in business and I wanted to work for myself. I made one mistake up there and I majored in a social science. Came back to Gainesville and found out I wasn't going to make no money. So I went back to Santa Fe and I took all the business courses they had to offer. And one day the president wrote me a letter and told me I got to graduate. I graduate for what? I don't want no diploma. I want to go start me a business. So I did, like you said, start selling Avon, Mason shoes, you name it. Going to the flea market, I sold everything, water products, the hydrants, the water purifier that you put on your house. And all the time I was thinking about, I need a better business, a foundation. So one day something happened, the best thing in my life, I went to jail.
You went to jail.
I went to jail. I didn't know nothing about bail bonds, and I walked from 33 in that hot sun. It had to be about 3 o'clock in the day. And the whole time I was walking, I was thinking about, man, let me call a couple of bail bonds and find out how can I become one. Well, I called a couple of them. I won't name no name. They wouldn't help me out. They wouldn't give me no information. So I called the Department of State, and they told me to call the Department of Financial Services, which is now used to be Department of Insurance. And I figured out in bail bonds, so I stopped selling Mason shoes. I got me a real estate license, and I was teaching school and working for the corner drugstore. I was always hustling, had several jobs.
2 or 3 jobs at one time.
2 or 3 jobs, Job Corps, North Florida Evaluation Treatment Center. I worked everywhere in Gainesville, the whole 9 yards. But when I got into bail bonds, shortly after getting married, I tried to tell my wife I need to quit. I don't need to work for nobody no more. My wife said, no, no. So, no, you got to keep working. Then one day I was in the class teaching, and somebody called me for a $10,000 bond. And I called my wife and said, baby, I got $1,000 at the office, and I'm in this classroom, and they paying me by the hour. It's time for you to quit. Okay. And that's when I quit and got me a little office over on 10th and became a bail bonds. I gave up my real estate license And I went into real estate. I learned all the information about real estate, so I started buying houses. And now I still buy houses, still working on the rental market, but bail bonds is my staple. But I learned something about buying my houses. Work on them for myself and cut the price out for labor.
Cut the price down.
Cut the price down.
So going back from the top of your conversation, I heard you say that you had two fathers that didn't equal to one.
Didn't equal to one parent.
And one of the things going back to the family, from looking from afar, I've always told my brother Brian and my brother Mike, that outside of my father, I always had great respect for you from being a father, saying, wow, Sam had both of his sons into his bail bonds, and his wife seemed to be right behind it. And I was like, who doing that I know of that's really bringing his family up with him together? And they all dialed in. And the most important thing is, it's like the longevity of being that fatherhood, because that's work itself. And I know Mickey a little bit, and I got great respect how you always kind of guide them as a family man. So when you hear I don't want to say excuses, but these days we use all these excuses saying, well, I didn't have my father, I didn't have my mother. I'm guilty of having excuses as well. That's another admirable trait from above that I've always looked and say, Sam don't make no excuses. Whatever weak thing you want to complain about, you've always been the one to say, hey, you can do it.
Yes, sir.
So that time that you came when I was I believe I was working at Lincoln Middle School, kind of had a similar background. I worked at the North Florida Various Treatment Center as well, but I didn't find bail bonds. I was told about it, but I didn't jump into it. But I was shocked when you came out there to the school mentoring. That's been one of the things I'm saying, wow, when I get on a certain level, that I would like to start that and spending some time. And now I'm coming to the point to say, I don't have to wait till you get a certain level. This is a way of putting back, even if you can't do anything. But another thing that interests me about it, I believe you was gathering some kids together. And I never heard this. Everybody talk it, but I saw Sam was about it. He was teaching kids stocks.
Still do that today.
And still doing that today. Not life insurance, not other stuff. He was teaching them to take ownership in stock. And to this day, Sam, I don't think I've met no one in the community. It may be some out there, I'm not saying, that is taking that amount of time that you're doing. And it just shows, because I'm sure that your family is in a great position because of the hard work that you put in. And this share, like, for males out there, how important your role is as a man providing provision for your family.
One of the things I believe in is the kids is our future, and my philosophy about kids and family is generational wealth. And that's one of the things our people and in general, somehow a lot of people who make it, they leave assets to their kids, and the kids don't take care of it. So starting at 1 year old,
all right,
in our mentoring group,
on an asset. Some may not know an asset. Like I know it as it's gonna put money in your pocket. Yep. So
money, houses, cars, stocks, bonds, anything of value is assets. But here's the thing about it: you have to build generational wealth, and I believe you should start at the age of 1. Just teaching a child how to hold a pen, how to scribble on a piece of paper. When they get a little older, you need to teach them what a bear market is, what a bull market is. You need to teach them how to count money, the value of money and assets, so they can pass it on to their kids. So in our group called the Lamp Leaders, we meet the second and fourth Saturday every month.
Second and fourth
Saturday every month.
Where is that located at?
739 Northwest Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
And we got a restaurant and a food bank.
Is that at your commercial office?
That's correct.
They meet? Okay.
That's correct. Now, there's several things that go on there, because I'm going to tell you something. Who much is given, much is expected. So there's a food bank there, and this is my way of giving back to the community. 2 ways: working with kids and feeding people 6 days a week.
Right.
Only day we're closed is on Saturdays for feeding people. So
I
the
didn't think
second
it was
and
ever
fourth
closed.
Saturday, we're not. On the second and fourth Saturday, I'm working with kids. So I only get 2 days off out of the month.
Okay.
The first and the third Saturday out of each month. That's for me and my wife. And we do something. Normally, we go into the pool with the kids. We doing something with the kids.
Right.
Because I got a lot of kids who I keep around me.
Right.
If you come to my office almost any given day, you're going to see some kids. And my dog, because I love animals too. But when you go back and talk about kids, I have always worked with kids. My first job, when I told you I went to Knoxville College, was working with the National Sports Program. And I was working with kids up there. When I came back to Gainesville, I kept on that same path because I always knew that, hey, being a black male, I can have an effect on the community by working with the kids for the future of tomorrow. And it's important that not only boys, but I work with girls as well. So our group, we have girls and boys. Now we got a bigger group that meets over to Caring and Sharing. That's all males. And they take them out to FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, to colleges and things of that nature. But my specific thing with working with kids is making sure they know how to read, write, and control their money.
Control their
So
finances.
each child that get in our group, we give them a $25 bank account in the beginning.
Correct.
Each child who make all A's, B's, C's get $25. You make one D, you don't get the money. It's $25 going into your bank account.
Right.
So our kids learn all the terms about the stock market at an early age.
Right.
And they learn how to save. We take them to the bank and let them deposit their own money. So they're filling out the deposit slip. They learn how to do an envelope, the whole 9 yards, just life skills in general. You have to teach them.
What I'm saying is not only you're a great father that I looked at from a distance from your family, but you're the father of your community pretty much. With having children come over there and
everywhere I go, they call me Uncle Sam. So all
Sam.
the kids, it's kind of funny because I do Santa Claus in
you say Santa Claus?
It's Santa Claus. So that's one of the things I put on my Santa Claus suit, and we take the kids to Walmart. So everywhere I go, Uncle Sam. So I'm all the kids' uncles. And when I say a child, I don't care. I treat them like they're my kid.
Right.
They're my son, my daughter, because they're my future. They're our future. That's how our community is going to get better. And we need everybody to reach out and work with our kids.
Right. But, when you say community, it's not this black community. What you're talking about is principles that work with everybody. And that's great because, to me, you were just showing outside of my father, you were one of the fathers. I said, man, he been in the race, him and his wife, for a long time together, and they're working everything together. And then you're not like you would never know your success just by observing you because you're so humble. And I don't think a lot of people see that, at least, but I do, and I've seen it from a distance. So when you're talking about the structure of a family, what do you think about why there's so many broken families now? Is it because of the lack of financial? Because finances do lead to some divorces or some parents not breaking.
When you go to thinking about the family and the tradition of the family today, you got to go back in the history and take a look at how welfare have affected our community. So when segregation came around, they started giving the young women apartments, and they wouldn't let the males stay in the home. And so that started separating the family and taking away the father aspect of the family right there. Because women didn't need men. They couldn't have men stand there legally. And now men couldn't get a job. And what do you do when you can't get a job? You do something illegal.
Right.
And that led to a cycle. That cycle have to be broken, and we have to do it one person at a time. We have to reach out, grab one, grab another, and grab another until we can get back on the correct family paths. Our family today is is in trouble, most families.
Right.
Now, me and my wife been married over 30 years.
Kudos.
And I made a commitment with myself because, like I told you, I had two fathers, put both of them together, then equal one parent. Now, my fathers now, they did tell me something then. One thing I took from them, both of them, they told me, hey, don't get on child support. And I never got on child support. Don't get on child support. That's a new form of slavery. And see, that played a key role into our family also. It caused a lot of animosity between a man and a woman because of child support. Our men need to learn to be responsible to their kids. And if you have a baby, you need to be there for your baby. Every football game, one of my kids play, basketball game, even my grandkids. I go to every last one that I can.
Okay.
Every activity that I can make, I'm going to be there.
So the benefit of the family structure, to keep it, we talking about the importance of, like, when you say males, they've kind of, since I've been able to see, I history shows that I think welfare became bigger after civil rights, correct?
Welfare became real big in the 60s.
Right.
And your projects, and everybody left Newberry, Hawthorne, and migrated to Gainesville, to Kennedy Homes and the projects on Fifth Avenue. When they built those projects, that's when everybody started losing their land, selling their land, and moving into the projects. You got a whole bunch of poor people living in one area. What you going to have? Drugs and crime. Exactly. And it's bad. You need single-family dwelling. See, I don't buy apartments. I only buy single-family dwellings because I don't want to have a whole bunch of people together. I believe you'll take more ownership even when you rent a house as opposed to living in a project.
Right.
Where you got all these people just dropping trash and sitting on the steps, throwing their cigarette butts down. No, if you live in one of my houses and I come out there, you got to go. You got to take ownership of my property and act like it's your property, because I'm going to do my part to keep my house up. In case my wife kicked me out, I want to be able to move in one of my houses. So you never know. These days, when she might get tired of me and say, hey, you got to go. So
30 is a long time. 30 is a long time.
We got 30 more to go.
30 more. Okay, that's
30 more to go.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, but so we get together every day.
So so when I hear you with your mentoring program, which I want to get back to, like, when you're saying you're teaching about finances, and then I hear you say that, hey, I take care of my homes and I work hard on my homes.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see about how they doing schools now? So schools is all academic, all FCAT based, at least in Florida. There's always a bunch of standardized tests. But what would you recommend to those who make those decisions about just bringing back, say, like, trades in school? Because one of the things of they saying that if a man can't find a job, and we know how we feel about a job, I ain't gonna say it's just over broke. It's good for some. We all need people in their positions. That's my theory on it. We all need people in their positions. But the lack of trades to be able to take care of your family.
I don't know if you're old enough to remember when Lincoln was all black school, Lincoln High School at that time.
I remember my mom.
My mom worked there too. So they had auto mechanics, they had a wood shop. So they had vocational skills. Everybody not going to go to college.
Right.
You might as well recognize that. And so one of the things I teach in our class with our kids, and I teach kids, is if you can get a skill to become a plumber, AC person, HVAC, anything that does where you could be your own boss, you're going to make more money. It's just that simple. You're going to make more money than people who got a degree. And I experienced that myself in doing construction. I do general contracting. And I'm telling you now, bail bonds, you don't have to go to school to be a bail bondsman. That's a license. Sell real estate, you don't have to go to school. These people, these vocational skills, these people going to make more money. And you work for yourself. You're going to work harder and longer for yourself. I may not go home till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Get up 7 o'clock in the morning. But hey, I'm setting my own schedule. I'm making my own money. And I'm controlling my life. And I'm doing good. Right. And this is an investment in yourself. So in our class, we don't just teach kids to go to college.
Right.
And we often work with goal setting, what you want to do. I got a young lady now. She just had when our students hate to say it, she got had a little child. She's in 11th grade, and she wants to be a beautician. So we're working with her. She's gonna get her license. She's really good at doing hair. So making sure she understands life ain't over with just because you had a child. Right. My sister had a child when she was in 11th grade. She ended up going to FAMU getting a degree.
Yeah, it happens.
No, it happens. And, you know, we all make mistakes, but you can't let a mistake hold you back.
Correct.
You just got to work twice as hard as everybody else till you get yourself back up. And as long as you get your education, you keep your mind, and you got that support system around you, some good people who can tell you some good stuff, some good advice, you'll make it.
You'll make it.
You'll make it.
But, you know, that's what I noticed with your mentoring part of you that I admire from seeing you at the schools, going in, volunteering your time, and having them come into your commercial spot and working with the kids and saying, hey, we're teaching stocks. We're teaching you about the financial literacy, because you always hear that America lacks financial literacy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's just like I heard a guy say, yeah, if you're buying a 401k or you're getting on the job, that's because you just turn it over to somebody else because you don't know what you're doing.
No, sir.
And and you seem to be like, hey, I'm not cut from that particular cloth at all.
At all.
And it has its role in society. There's a reason for it. It makes it easier. So when it comes to doing it the way you're doing it, I heard you mention the bail bonding, and I'm just going back to the entrepreneur side of you. When you're bail bonding, and what I noticed, several individuals, I won't mention their names now, that you put on locally.
Oh yeah.
And I remember I was in Orlando, beautiful little girl named Tanya, and she says, I work for Sam Wesley. Mm-hmm. I was somewhere else. I say, I'm from Gainesville. They say, I work for Sam Wesley. And she say, actually, I don't work for him. Let me just say, he put me on, showed me how to do it, and provided some support until I was able to fly on their own. And that was another part of you. I said, that's a humbling spirit, because a lot of people say, I'm not going to put you in the game. You be competition for me, or I'm not going to have you close to me, and I'm not going to do this or that. But with you, when you say you're Sam or Claus, I saw you being Sam or Claus when it came to the bail bonding business, that I saw you put on a lot of different people in different areas.
In Gainesville, I probably put on about 10 people. Around the state of Florida, over the years, about 30. And that's one of the things I believe is you need to don't have that crab syndrome. You need to reach out and extend yourself, and you'll learn, though. You'll make more money. And I know people are scared of putting people on in Gainesville because they think they're going to get more bond. It's not true. It's not true. I put my competition on right here, and I still do good. But I learned something about business. I run 5 different businesses and a nonprofit. I'm not going to be the one to do all of the work. I'm going to go home the same way I left. I'm going to be just as clean unless I decide to go out there and dig some and get dirty with the work. And sometimes I do, but most time I don't. Well, I learned something. You need people. Right. You got to make connections. You got to pass on the knowledge and trust, and find some people that you can trust. Now, I found some people who wasn't very trustworthy. They got burnt a few times, but the majority of the time, if you teach people how to make money,
right,
they're going to continue to make money, and you're going to make money right beside them. Mm-hmm. And that's the whole key, is not to hold the knowledge, spread the wealth. It's enough money in this world, enough assets in this world, to everybody can benefit and do very well. But when you try to keep yourself in a box, you're going to do all the work yourself. You're going to be tired. You can't do all of the work all the time, all by yourself, and that's why you need to train you somebody. There are days when I don't even go in my office.
Right.
There are days when I don't even go to the construction site and check on the guys. But, hey, my work is getting done because I built a team. And the team concept, even with the kids, you got to teach them the team concept, not to be selfish. Everybody needs to spread some love. Everybody needs to share their knowledge.
Right.
Because you don't know everything, and you can learn something from a little child.
Well, you know, that term entrepreneur, sometimes we use that kind of loosely a little bit, because entrepreneur is a person that will take that risk. And then everybody don't have that risk. You know, so say like in my family, I think my younger sibling, Mike, Derek, they're more risk takers than my other brother, me and Brown. We're a little more conservative, but we do better when we kind of work together and realize those roles.
Right.
So with that being said, some of the skills that you will have as an entrepreneur, I know, is being able to take that risk. But what are some other traits that you think that need to be developed in order to be a sound entrepreneur? Because I picked up one thing you said about the teamwork, and you know, me and my business partners that help run this podcast, we talk about that just with amongst us for his idea and my vision as well. It's like that's one of the things that attracted me was, hey, I believe there's enough out here for everybody. And it was like, hey, let's just come on board and put some things together. But you mentioned teamwork. And even though when you were talking about sales, how important that skills trait is, that skill, do you think that's the number one skill to have? Or,
that's not the number one
Number
skill.
one, okay.
No. Number one skill is whatever you decide you're going to do. It's like playing football, basketball, or any other game or any other business. You got to learn the rules. You got to learn the rules of the game. If you're going to be a bail bondsman, you need to learn the statutes, the laws. If you're going to be in the construction, you need to learn the laws and in the regulation of whatever field you're going to be in. Being in insurance, you got to Florida statute. You got to follow those statutes. I don't care what you are in. You got to first learn that business. Learn the rules to the business. You don't want to violate any of that. And then you got to have that go-getter. Get up and go get it, because you got to understand something. 0% of 100 is 0. So you don't put no effort in, you ain't going to make no money. People like to feel secure. Some people do, and they like to know, I'm going to make $10 an hour. I'm going to make $30 an hour.
Right.
Not me. I know my value.
Right.
And that's one of the next key things you got to know. You got to know your value. So when you out here working for yourself, you have to be able to set your value. It's going to take me this amount of time to do this. This is what I want for my work.
From it. Correct.
This is what I'm working to achieve. And then the last thing, you got to do good work. You got to do good work, because your reputation is going to exceed you.
Right.
See, people going to know your work before you even go meet them. People already going to be unheard about you, whether or not you do a shabby job, a good job. And so if you do a shabby job, and you need that repeat customer.
Right.
Every field that I'm in, I found all my customers come back.
Correct.
And I don't advertise. It's by word of mouth. I don't when I first started, I did a TV commercial. I do the radio every now and then, because I got a friend who owns a radio station. And so I do it just to help him out. I've got very few bonds or jobs from radio or advertising. Most of my work comes by word of mouth.
Word of mouth.
Somebody tells somebody and they call me. Or somebody called me and tell me to call that person. Your reputation, you got to build you a good reputation. I don't care what it is that you do.
Right.
And you want that residual income. Income coming repeatedly, over and over. The same customers coming back, spreading the word, putting the word out there about you. But whatever you decide to do, learn the rules. Learn the rules, and don't try to slight the rules. It's going to get you in trouble, because everything that you do is going to have somebody over you, some organization who's going to be monitoring you at some point.
At some point,
you're going to get monitored. So, hey, follow the rules, stay within the rules, but hustle. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Basically, you got to work hard and give it a lot of passion.
Yes, sir. You got to have passion about whatever you do. And if you don't like it, you need to find something else. That's the other part. Find something that you enjoy doing. Right. If you don't enjoy doing it, you're going to be miserable, depressed. You're going to hate it. I can tell you that now. I used to love selling Avon. I used to love it. I'm telling you now. Until I got to the part where you had to package it all up and put it in.
Right.
And one day I said, man, this is too much work with too little money. So I picked me something else and started selling insurance. And I loved that until I started figuring out, hey, man, I'm cheating people. I'm selling them life insurance. This death insurance, they ain't really benefiting because we was doing whole life where you got that investment account. So I started to choose people, just buy some term, and I'm going to show you how to invest your money, your own money, into the stock market.
Right.
So I picked up on the money paper and I started showing grown-ups how to invest their money. And the people who I showed when I was doing Avon, they still, when I see them.
Now when you showing people to invest, since we talking about the two, and you mentioned the life insurance, which that's term and that's whole life. Just to be very clear with your term, you're going to pretty much rent a policy or rent the insurance for 10, 20, 30 years, and it only pays if there's a death. It only pays. And it's the cheaper form, kind of like you buy a Volkswagen, whereas they consider a whole life is a little big difference. I call it you building up rebates when you building the cash. Life insurance never was meant to be an investment. So you're telling them that stocks would provide a better return. That's absolutely truth. But insurance kind of provides a different need. And that need is either going to be you either going to be loving somebody that you want to leave it, or you haven't accumulated the assets that are produced to keep assets going, as you mentioned, generational wealth. So if those people that aren't the entrepreneur type, or are the entrepreneurs type, it just depends on how you want to do it. But both of them have their own ways. But learning, I tell you what, learning about stocks is more important than trying to learn how an insurance contract would work. And I do agree with you wholeheartedly on that understanding the markets, reading the markets, and just like going through an inventory. Like, hey, I like to wear Nikes. I like the idea when you say, I teach the kid how to read that Nike tape, how to understand how that Nike works.
Correct.
Like Adidas is trying to rebound, and now they're trying to promote, what's the young kid name that played basketball for Minnesota now? That's right. They call him names Michael Jordan, whatever the kid.
You got me.
Yeah.
I just say this.
Anthony Edwards. But you see that it's a curiosity after he talk about that. I said they're promoting him. I said, now what if this kid turned out to be like Mike? How big would that stock be?
Oh, it's going to be big.
It's going to be big. And like how that kid drive that stock. And if you can identify that trend, identify that is way. So I heard you mention that not only being an entrepreneur, you're teaching us as well about you've used your entrepreneur, that you've also invested in assets.
Correct.
Based off the day, on what we see how it is today, you have a rapid inflation. It's the highest I ever seen it.
No, it's been higher in the 70s.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
hey,
like I
Scott.
say, it's the highest
You ever seen? Because you know, I see it.
and you know, for the young youth now, what do you tell them to deal with it? Is it hey,
simple.
Keep working.
No. Buy you a house. Get you some land. God ain't making no more land. I don't care what the stock market do. The only thing you got to do on your land, hurp and pay it off. The only thing you never really going to own it because you always got to pay taxes.
You always
got to pay taxes. But always pay your taxes on your land. That asset right there is something you can leave to your kids. Number one. Number two, like you say, Nikes. Most kids like Nikes. Invest in things that been around and things that you like, the things that you know you're going to use.
Things that you understand.
You're going to use these things every day. Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Nikes. We go to the McDonald's all the time. Put a few dollars in that. I gave the kids a choice to invest, to pick them a stock. Right. They narrowed it down to Publix and Winn-Dixie because they said, my mama always go to Winn-Dixie. My mama always go to Publix. Okay, then let's take a pick. So they studied the two, and they chose Publix because Publix was cost a little more money than Winn-Dixie.
Right.
And so they made a really smart decision. So we use that as a dummy stock just to teach the kids how to do it. And when I was teaching adults, I always tell them, hey, look, invest in the things that you like. If you drink Budweiser, you shouldn't just be buying it. Make money. Let your money work for you. See, people got a bad misunderstanding about money.
Right.
You can't work for money all your life. You shouldn't have to work for money all your life. You come to the point where you're going to retire, but your money ain't going to retire. That money can still be working for you. I make money even while I'm asleep. I like to tell people that. Even when I'm asleep, because I got offices throughout Florida, and somebody is up going to the gym. Somebody on my team is up going somewhere making some money for us. And see, it's the us thing about it. It's us. You can't forget that it can't all be about me. It's not about you.
Right.
It's about us.
So your asset class is listening to you as an entrepreneur. You know, you're bail bonding. So not that bail bonding is for everyone, but he's sharing that the importance of owning a business.
A business. There you go.
That's what we're talking about. Your business is bail bonding.
That's one of them.
That's one. And then
laundromat.
Your business went from spurring money from bail bonding, and then you able to expand in other ventures.
I actually started off buying houses. I bought my first house in 1985, and then I bought the house next to it, and then I took the real estate course, and then I eventually got in bail bonds in 1994. So I was doing construction and rehabbing houses, buying old houses, fixing them up prior to becoming a bail bondsman.
Okay.
So I did, every time I found something better, I would drop something. Right. One of my entrepreneurs ideal. And I got to tell y'all something. I failed probably 10 times before I actually start. Yeah. So don't be afraid to have the fear that I ain't going to make it. I put all my energy in there. You got to recognize when to cut your losses.
Right.
At some point, sometimes, some things just ain't going to work.
This ain't going to
work. It just ain't going to work. So give it up and be prepared to move on. Don't get depressed.
Right.
I just find me something new. I'm doing this today. And I'm going to tell you a secret that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think you got to advertise. The best form of advertising is to get you some business cards. And everywhere you go, if you're in the line, when I first started bail bond, when I was in the line at a store.
You know they call that old school, though.
Yeah, this is what it is, though, but it works.
But they say...
people still got my original card in their wallet.
But what about Facebook?
Oh, that's a new...
What about
I don't do that, and I do agree that is a good market.
You know,
I'm just not that equipped on it, and I don't have time, but I do understand where social media today is a new form of advertisement.
You know, my business partner, Nehemiah Harmon, call him Nee, and he's behind Dynasty Solutions that help bring this podcast together. And I'm paraphrasing because I can't quite remember this. And this was a couple of days ago. He mentioned there's two sets of people. But he says one set of people that's like, hey, here's my business cards, man, for you kids. Here's my pens. Here's some shirts. And they spend it there. Some say, yeah, I'm starting my business. Give me. So I made that analogy to, wow. That's how social media is. You got to have some type of exposure. So I'm going through that transition because my brother, Mike, he's an entrepreneur and he loves social media. He loves it. And I've been kind of slowly gravitating to it. But I think my business partner, Nehemiah, just woke me up when he dropped the jewel on the young man to say, every business needs exposure. Once you get the exposure, as you said, to make the value, you must do good on your job.
Better. Or you won't be in that.
It don't matter how many millions of views you got.
If they won't come back, I can guarantee you that.
They won't be coming back.
They won't be coming back. But either way, if you want to advertise, you got to get some formula to get it out. My formula was carry me a pocket full of business cards. I don't do that anymore now because it worked out so well. Everybody know me everywhere I go, so I don't have to advertise anymore. But when I first started,
they still work.
Oh, they still work. Those people come in my office now. They got I could tell when I ran into you because I changed my business cards. My first one was a black and white. Then I went to a different color and different color. So when you come in my office and you pull a card out of Your wallet, you came to me in the early 90s. You got that one in the 90s. You got that one in 2000.
That's
2005. Yeah.
That's long.
But they'll keep that
many people
card.
going to jail, Sam?
Oh, man, people go to jail all the time. What do you mean? It's two good things I learned in life. The funeral home and bail bond. You're going to always have death, and people are always going to go to jail. So I wanted to be a funeral director until I got in the bail bond. That was my second choice. That was where I was headed at, was to be a funeral director.
And, you know, we were talking about one thing about criminals, and they be saying they making the laws for criminals. And it's like, the criminals ain't got time to read what your law. When they got to do what they got to do, they doing what they got to do.
Laws for good people.
Yeah,
it's just like locks. People. It's just like, having a lock on the door. The lock is for the good people. A criminal will pick that lock and come right on in.
If they want
it. If they want in, no criminal is going to read no law.
No criminal.
They read no law. So sometimes, it's good to have laws.
It's good to have them, yeah.
Saying, but some laws don't even make sense either. Yeah, there's a few of them out there that don't make
life
sense.
Don't make sense.
Well, maybe your life.
Sometimes lifestyle makes sense. Yeah.
And see, I got a purpose for life, and I got a theory about life. The only people who don't have problems is dead people. So every morning I wake up, that's the first thing I'm looking for, a problem. What problem am I finna solve right now?
Right.
Because I call myself a solution finder.
Right.
So I'm looking for problems throughout the day.
You said a purpose. So go back and share, like, what is your purpose? I mentioned on why I admire you, from being a family man, from being a mentor, and it's being an entrepreneur. Because I knew you had your hands in a lot of different things and you manage them. But what I was so gravitating to was like, wow, man, how can I do like Sam doing for us, getting my kids involved with what I'm doing? And I was like, hey, maybe you showing them way more money than me to make it easy to show. But I was like, Sam is not that tight to brag about.
It's not about money, and that's what a lot of people misunderstand. If you see me on any given day, I'm dressed just like this.
Right.
I don't buy new cars, or I don't wear jewelry, or it ain't about that. It's about solving problems, living a good life, not being behind on my bills, making sure that I'm building something that can sustain what I call generational wealth.
Right.
Like my grandfather left our family 30 acres of land. As long as I'm living, we're never going to sell our land.
Correct.
I plan on leaving. That's the thing about life insurance I was telling you. I don't believe in life insurance. I believe in building something and leaving you something. So when I'm gone, it's your job. I'm passing the baton on for you to have a better life than what I have.
Not the key with you, and with when you saying that you're building something, the reason why I believe your formula works without the life insurance possibly,
right,
is because of the people that you've trained behind you.
That's correct.
Be ready to receive that. So I can fully understand that the knowledge that you're giving.
Oh, you can't hold on to knowledge.
You can't.
That's why you're here.
Knowledge supersedes
everything.
Everything. So, all the financial products that they create at the same time, if you're paying into the system,
right?
That's not a true asset. But life insurance is an asset that either going to benefit the person living, or it's going to benefit the person that receives it. But if the person that receives it don't have the knowledge,
right,
it's no different than a person receiving, whether they're receiving the death benefit from a life insurance policy, or they're receiving all the assets that's giving. So that was one of the admirable traits that I would say that, it's time to mimic you.
You got a point, though. One thing about it, you can achieve all this stuff and leave it to a fool.
A fool.
And the next day, I know a lot of people have been in this situation in Gainesville. The parents was rich, and they left their kids houses and businesses, and the tax collector ended up collecting it.
Correct.
Matter of fact, most of my property, that's how I bought it.
Right.
Off the tax deed sale. So when I be looking for problems, them are the kind of problems that we want to solve.
Right.
I want to buy property that's in distress. And when I go back to my family, I'm teaching my kids, my grandkids, now look, this is for you. You are never to sell this. You didn't buy this. This is for you to build on and leave your kids something. So it got to be something in the educational part. When you're working with your family and you're working with young people, you got to get an understanding. Not everybody going to get it either. Not everybody going to get it, but you got to trust. And you got to put it out there and do the educational part to teach these young people, your family, and your old people. I'm going to tell you a story. Most of the people who work for me, many of the people who work for me
Right.
was on drugs real bad when I met them. And I didn't do anything. Now, I worked at a corner drugstore. I was a drug counselor. But I learned from working there. A person going to get off drugs when they get ready. Not when you get ready. You can put them in any type of rehab you want to. They ain't gonna that makes it no different. When they get ready, they get ready.
Right.
But what you do is you give them a good opportunity, some good role models to be around, a good environment to be around. I don't care what you do with your money. When I pay you, you want to go and buy crack? As long as you ready to go in the morning and you do a good job for me,
Right.
you can work for me.
Right.
Don't steal my equipment. Don't go to sleeping on the job. Don't come to work drunk. And, I got people been with me for 20 years.
But are those the people that you would leave an asset to? When you can see
them now,
you can see them now.
But if you see them now, you'll see but you'll see now. No. You'll see now they have their own assets. They have their own car. They're doing their own business. Most of the people who do construction for me do their own business. They don't work on a W-2 form for me.
Right.
They 1099 and they run their own business.
Right.
And it's because just being around me, I let them use my equipment because I don't do construction anymore. They know they can use my equipment and go make money. But when I call them to do some work for me, they'll come and do work because we're a team.
We're a team.
And so everybody work for me, we call ourselves brothers and sisters.
Correct.
And you'll see everybody who hang around me, who I be around the same people every day. We're family. And that's what you have to instill in your employees and the trust in each other. They know if they need me, I'm going to be there for them. I know if I need them, they're going to be there for me. Where they come from, their past, that don't matter to me.
It don't matter.
That doesn't matter to me. We're going to make some money and have some fun together. At the end of the day.
What the thing of it, when you say solving a problem, when you're giving, as you mentioned, most people will hold it against people that are drug addicts or alcoholics or whatever. Right. But you solve the problem in itself with saying, I'm going to teach you a skill and you're going to make money. And I think it's easy to get off of something when all of a sudden you're making money that may exceed the problems that got you.
You'll be surprised how many people who make money on drugs, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people who make money who are successful.
In America.
You're right, and they're on drugs.
Playing the cartel movies.
But it's a lot of people who are on drugs who have skills.
Right.
Good skills.
Right.
But when you get around some people who's talking knowledge, correct, and you get around a group of men who you see, and then you just go every day. You see these guys hustling. They ain't doing what you're doing. Eventually, it's like clicking. I just watch people. It's just a little by little, they wean their way off. On their own, it's nothing that we did. It's just the idea they've been around some good people in a good environment. Now they start wanting to be like, they see a better life.
In closing, I like how I'm correlating that drug person that's around the mentors and those young teenagers and students,
right,
that you're mentoring and teaching, because most of those students are children that are coming to your commercial plaza in order to learn styles. They're coming from disadvantaged situations as well. And to see that how you're putting them around quality people and doing quality things, at some point the trigger has to switch with all of us.
Correct.
So, when you mention problem solving, not only, as a business owner, hey, if you go to jail, call Sam. Sam is going to get you out of jail because that's a stressful situation. You need a home. Hey, you providing a home for some people that until they're able to get their own home. So you're solving problems in that way, but the knowledge gaps that you're closing with the mentorship, with the food bank of solving the need of, we have a serious homeless problem.
Oh man,
I haven't seen it. It's bad.
You really don't know how many people are hungry.
It's
Statistics show that we throw away over 19 billion pounds of food each year.
What?
19 billion. Just imagine how many stores at the end of the night just take their food and they throw it in the garbage can and forbid people from going in that garbage can because it's against the law to go in the garbage can and steal those products from Walmart. They catching you going to jail.
Right.
So we don't ask for a driver license.
I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
You can go to jail for going on
the and that's stealing.
Some they throwing away at Walmart.
You can go to jail.
Or Costco's or BJ's or Sam's. They're throwing away food. So either they rather for the garbage.
Well, they figure like a lot of those businesses think like this. If they give it away, then they're gonna lose their customers. Well, we got in a program where we go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, we go to Wawa, Starbucks, Outback, Whole Food, and we collect the damaged food and we give it out to the people.
When you say damaged food, what do you say to the people that says you're giving away expired food? Which is like
no, it's not expired.
It's like the church.
It could be a canned good that got dented. They're not going to sell that.
Okay,
it's still within date.
Between food that's almost outdated versus damaged.
Damaged food. Let's say Wawa cook an excess of sandwiches or Kentucky Fried Chicken cook an excess of. Instead of throwing that in the garbage, they put it in the freezer. Keep it at under 32 degrees and freeze it, and we'll pick it up and we'll repackage it and we'll give it out to the public the next day. We don't store food. Our goal is not to store any food.
Right.
And we don't give out. We examine all the food. It's outdated. They got a mold on it. Then we got to dump it.
I got it.
But we don't give out.
Out of curiosity, how much population you see that actually come through for that?
Oh, man, we keep statistics.
10 people, 15
Oh,
people?
no. Probably 75 people a day. On a good day, we're going to do at least about 75 people. I think last month we did about 1,200 people.
1,200 people?
1,200 meals. And we open from 11:30 to 12:45. And if you come in my office at 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll see people standing out there waiting to sign in.
Well, when you said life is complicated.
Life is complicated.
You said maybe you got them problems, but I don't. But it's like I never thought about doing stuff like that. I did a few times at a church, but, you see it. And sometimes, I may have that perception like, wow, what happened to this person? Or if they come up smelling like a lot of alcohol or whatever, I may say, hey, man, I can't contribute that $1 fee.
Simon, you will be surprised. People come up there in brand new Mercedes.
Yeah.
Now, people come up there with brand new Mercedes. Mercedes costs a lot of money, and the maintenance on the side. So they got a choice. Pay the car bill for the cab transportation or come get some free food.
Right.
And you never know. A lot of people live paycheck from paycheck. They never know. One little hard time can just make you homeless.
Correct.
Or make you go hungry. So, and I grew up. I've been without food. Looked at the refrigerator. I told you I had two daddies. And I remember several times I looked in the refrigerator and saw nothing but water. Lights out. Never water in the refrigerator. I'm hungry. Somebody help me. So I always had a passion, said, if I see somebody hungry, I'm going to give them something to eat.
Right.
I'm going to find a way. And I found a way where I can pay back all the time because I didn't get where I am by myself.
Right.
A lot of people helped me all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee, where I didn't know nobody, back to Gainesville.
Oh, yeah.
So you got a lot of people in your life, and, everybody got some people.
Everybody have them.
You don't get on.
Everybody have them.
No, you don't get up on your own.
No.
And so it's about making the connection.
I'm glad to hear you say that because some people say, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Yeah, as much as you can. But when you get stuck, somebody's there to pull you up. So, yeah, you do as much as you can by yourself. But I learned something. When you're doing something positive, somebody's watching you and somebody's going to help you out. Somebody's going to help you out. That's been that way all of my life. Whenever I was doing something positive. Now, when you're doing something negative, a lot of people are going to back off you.
They
don't want to be messing with you.
They don't want
that trouble.
Coming. They don't want that problems coming with.
So I don't blame them either. So,
yeah. Well, Sam, I appreciate it. I know you're very, very busy. And I love to maybe have you come again.
Anytime.
Give us a forecast when the end of the year coming with the new election to tell us like what to expect. So, but just leave the audience.
I better come before then and tell y'all what don't do.
Yeah, don't do.
Don't mess with 34. Y'all know who 34 is, don't you?
34. Who? Tell us who it is.
Donald Trump. He got 34 convictions. That's his new name, 34.
They calling him 34.
That's what we call him. 34.
But you know, Sam, maybe we're gonna have to come back because a lot of people are saying what Joe Biden did for you, and we ain't trying to make it a political forum.
No, it's not.
But with your wisdom to see, like they saying a lot of black males are going towards Donald Trump. Why is that trend?
One, because he gave us a lot of money when COVID came.
So did Joe Biden.
Yeah, Biden didn't give us money like Donald Trump did.
Right.
Now,
that's caused us a lot of inflation.
but it's a lot of money, and that's what people got to understand is money should not be the controlling factor in your life. You got to have some morals. See, I wouldn't let my kids be like Donald Trump. Now, would you want your kids to act like him? Not me. And I'm not going to act like that in front of your kids.
His character, and I'm going to close, and I feel like you have like Donald Trump. He has been proven to be a family man. Even with his divorces, he's one of his divorced wives has been taken care of. And his children are equally involved in his game of real estate just as he is. So, and coming forward with the 34th, I don't know who's going to be. I'm really just trying to follow your plan. You got to get it on your own and let the chips fall away there, man. Just do the best that you can.
Yeah, but you got to have some morals. I don't care what anybody tell you is. I just believe you got to have some morals, especially when you're working with kids.
Yeah, but
you can't be telling kids they ain't got to.
We're going to close with that trait of morals because it defines who you are.
Mm-hmm.
When I say a family man, you have to have morals to keep a wife for 30 years and a happy wife.
Yep.
And have your children there involved in the business. You have to have morals and standards to be able to reach the youth and help people from a disadvantaged situation.
Right.
You have to have morals. And even in business, they say it's cutthroat, but you still don't have to choose the cutthroat method. You could provide morals. And that was why I had wanted you on the show. Because since I've been knowing you, you've been a man of character and high morals. So thank you so much for coming through. Thank you everybody for coming out or spending a little moment again with Common Hood. And as always, I don't do Common Hood by myself. I gotta send a shout out to Nehemiah Harmon at Dynasty Solutions. Until we meet again, we're out.